Greetings, humans. I'm Andy. And I'm George. And this is Kus. And welcome back to the Windmill full of corpses. When your scars have scars. Scars with scars in them. Inception of scars. Scarception. Stardust. Unrelated. It just has the word scar in it. We could also make a Lion King reference, but then we're just going too far down the Disney path. There's a scar in that too. It's just the scar is a person, and by person I of course mean animal, because animals are people in Disney movies. Yeah, but you know what's the fun thing is? It's a scar with a scar. So it's literally a scar upon a scar. Yes! So I guess we've just decided that deathcore is now Disney. Because, you know, people keep pointing out to bands like Stardust or Illumishade or Ad Infinitum or whatever and say that that's Disney metal. Apparently now this is Disney metal too. Disney has been reformed. It has. Hostile takeover. Check out Reformist. Are you ready? No! What the fuck, bro? I've never lived up to that no like I just did now! God! Wow!
It feels just like a dying. I guess that this poison. It feels just like a dying.
Wow!
I guess that this poison. It feels just like.
Wow, that ending! It feels just like I'm dying is the line, but then he just kind of dies out while saying it, right? Whoa! Oh my god, that's my favorite of the three new ones from the new album.
Same.
This is I Won't Let You Die level. Those two are tied as the greatest Science songs. They're really bringing the tribal beats into deathcore. Yeah, I feel like we've had that really well integrated on I Won't Let You Die, and it's back here. But in that song, at the end of the song, you kind of have like some throat singing and high, like angelic vocals coming in, and it feels like entering Valhalla, and there's that orchestral layer around it, and it's all epic. But here it's like empty and hollow and desperate. It's just got like staccato gang shouts, or how would you even call them? Those. Yeah. So the fact that you can have a song this chaotic, and you know, tempo warps and changes and starts and stops and all of that, and still manage to integrate what is so clearly a chorus that it's almost scream along like, with the gang shouts and stuff, is just mad level of respect that they could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen deathcore songs that are far more generic and straightforward and nowhere near as memorable. That shit is stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Amongst all that chaos, that shit is stuck in my head after one listen.
Yeah.
So that was so well done.
Yeah, I feel like that was the case for Hell Must Fear Me too.
Yeah.
I didn't have any line that was quite that memorable coming out of Clouded Retinas.
Yeah, but Clouded Retinas was supposed to feel like abuse.
I feel like this one's supposed to feel like abuse too.
Actually, particularly on the beatdown aesthetic, it was the most distant that I've ever heard Signs of the Swarm sounding.
I feel like Signs of the Swarm sounds a lot more punchy than Distant. Distant sounds more... I get the similarity because they both have this beatdown effect when they go on those really heavy shit, but Signs of the Swarm just has more like attack.
Yeah, no, it has that, but it had its parts, particularly when it does the almost slamming stuff, where it's also kind of like the notes they choose have this sort of tension to them, that's like shifting left or right somehow, like, now it's there, that gives you this feeling of like you're a punching bag, in the same way Distance beatdown effects do. That's the comparison I'm making. The song overall, it's not the same vibe.
Yes. Do you have more thoughts about the music, or can I go concept?
I think I had... Yes, the other thought I had is... This is mostly how everything except the chorus was built, is you have a drop, it punches you with a very clear riff, goes for like a bar or two, starts speeding up, starts getting disjointed, reaches a peak, pause, drops again. It feels kind of like you're in the sea and you get hit by a wave, and then you get the undertow, and then it's the next one. Break, charge, reload, strike. and it just keeps you in that push and pull sort of.
Dynamically it's very satisfying, and it's like, it's not easy to follow, but it feels right when things land. Okay, concept-wise, so you have the horror girl angel thing in the room with him, and I've also seen like a black hand, which I couldn't tell if it was the black hand of the angel figure reaching out a bottle to him. And he's like in his pajamas and like this, so I feel like it's portraying somebody who's like struggling with addictions, and then the entities in the room with him are like angelic, but they're corrupt, so that's like enablers, like, right? So it really got me thinking of like enabling behavior and how hard it is to pull yourself out of something negative when the forces around you encourage it. And I think that was something that Simonish touched on with his concept as well on Amongst the Low and Empty. That's like the central idea to that album and in the music video, right? So it's also, I feel, a lot more human how it's portrayed in the video and the themes that he takes compared to what a lot of deathcore does, which is kind of more apocalyptic and Valhalla and, you know, otherworldly. This just feels a lot closer to home, to what like real people would relate to. And the way the video is done, that he's sort of just there struggling and convulsing, and I think this is the really cool part. My interpretation would have actually been that the figures there are just like in your head, that they're sort of your demons, that when you're going through a dark period, through a dark time, all these temptations and coping mechanisms are like pulling at you. So that's what the bottle reach out would be to me. And then he's always in this position where it's like he's trying to silence them out and he's screaming and stuff. And then you got one of those effects of like the undertow and then being hit again. So it's the push and pull of being pulled back in and being dragged out. It also makes sense in that energy. That title just tells you what the song will feel like.
I have so much respect for this. I was gonna say I have so much respect for this. I guess dweeb minds think alike. Are we done?
No.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we'd greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon. Corpse is out.